Imu's powers aren't some mysterious object of darkness, but might actually be the National Treasure of Marijoa. And if that's true, then we've been looking at the throne of the world all wrong. For years, the National Treasure of Marijoa has been one of One Piece's biggest unsolved mysteries, and not just because of what it is, but because of how little we actually know. We're talking about something so important, so dangerous, that even Doflamingo, one of the most ruthless, well-connected warlords in the world, said it could make someone the king of the world. Yeah, that's how high the stakes are. And Oda, as always, sprinkled hints about it across arcs like Dressrosa, like breadcrumbs we weren't even supposed to notice the first time around. But now, with the Elbaf arc heating up, and One Piece chapter 1150 dropping major bombs, fans are convinced that we've already seen the National Treasure. And we just didn't realize it at the time. What we thought was just another power-up might actually be the power that runs the entire world. And it all starts with a forgotten line from Dressrosa. But that was just the beginning. Let's rewind to Dressrosa, the arc that's aged like fine wine. Back then, most fans thought the arc was about defeating Doflamingo and saving a kingdom. But in reality, Dressrosa was Oda's sandbox for testing world-ending concepts. Doflamingo wasn't just another villain, he was someone who knew the truth about the world. He casually dropped that there exists a national treasure in Marijoa, something so powerful that just having it, combined with the Ope Ope no Mi, would let him rule everything. Think about that. Not become a Yonko, not control a country, rule the world. Insane, right? And that wasn't an exaggeration. Daffy said it with his whole chest, confident and dead serious. He wasn't bluffing. He was this close to pulling it off. So what did he need? Two things: the Ope Ope no Mi and access to the treasure. But why that fruit specifically? Because it's the key to unlocking everything that treasure can do. And here's where things start getting crazy. According to Doflamingo, the Ope Ope no Mi isn't just a doctor's fruit, it's the God mode cheat code of the One Piece world. He was after two abilities. First, the perennial youth operation, which grants true immortality, and second, the personality swap, a power that would have let him hijack anyone's body, even someone like Imu. If Doflamingo had succeeded, if he had gotten both the fruit and the treasure, he could have replaced Imu, ruled Marijoa, and become the supreme overlord of the world. No wonder the world government wanted him silenced. But here's where it gets even more suspicious, Panon, because now after all this time, the thing he was chasing might have just been shown to us. And trust me, nobody expected it to look like this. So, in chapter 1150, out of nowhere, Imu pulls out what can only be described as a magic spellbook. That's right, a spellbook in One Piece. I know, I had to reread it too. This thing isn't some basic artifact either. It literally rewrites the battlefield. Imu uses it to summon demonic creatures, convert giants into immortal monsters, and control them like pawns. It's absolute chaos. And worse, it's one-sided. The strongest warriors of Elbaf, beings with centuries of battle experience and unmatched strength, get wiped like bugs. And all because of this book. The sheer scale of what it can do instantly put it on par with ancient weapons, maybe even beyond them. So naturally, fans are asking the question, what if this spellbook is the National Treasure of Marijoa? And this next part might be a mythic alignment with this kind of power. So Imu didn't just make a move, he unleashed something that straight up rewrote the rules of power in One Piece. And it's not just destructive like the Mother Flame or world-ending like Uranus. It's corruption, pure and terrifying. And it's something we've never seen before on this level. Because for the first time, Imu isn't just killing enemies, he's flipping them, turning the most loyal warriors into obedient weapons. Not through diplomacy or manipulation, but through something called Domi Reverse, a power that forcefully rewrites a person's will, like it's just another switch waiting to be flipped. Yeah, this is real. But what makes it even more horrifying isn't just that it works, it's who it worked on. But wait, there's a price. Here's the twisted catch. To use the spellbook, you have to sacrifice a piece of your own lifespan. Every spell, every summon, every act of destruction comes with a cost. A permanent cost, which means that unless you've found a way to live forever, the spellbook will eventually consume you. Which brings us right back to the Ope Ope no Mi. Because guess what? The only known way to achieve actual immortality in One Piece is that exact fruit. That can't be a coincidence. Some fans believe this is exactly why Doflamingo wanted the fruit in the first place. Not just to survive, but to wield the treasure safely. Immortality removes the penalty. And personality swap, that's how you get past Imu. So maybe the plan all along wasn't to destroy Imu, but to become them. And this last piece? It's going to mess with your head. Now here's the wildest part. What if Doflamingo already knew about the spellbook? He was once a celestial dragon. He's seen things no pirate ever should. It's entirely possible he learned about the book, the real treasure, and as a child in Marijoa, before his fall from grace. And once he lost his status, he spent his entire life trying to claw back to the top using the only tools that could match a god, the Ope Ope no Mi and the National Treasure. This also explains why he was so obsessed with law, why he made it personal, why he needed that fruit. Because he wasn't just trying to stay in power, he was planning a full-on coup against the throne of the world. And if the spellbook really is the treasure, then Doflamingo might have been the only person brave, or crazy, enough to actually try and use it. But what if someone already did? Here's the terrifying truth that no one wants to admit. Imu might already be doing what Doflamingo only dreamed of. Think about it. The spellbook isn't just some random relic they pulled out at the last second. It's too complex, too prepared. It's been hidden, preserved, and protected in Marijoa for centuries. And if that's the case, then this isn't a new power Imu just discovered. It's the ultimate weapon of the world government. The ace up their sleeve? The reason nobody has ever touched the throne in 800 years. And the kicker? If the spellbook really costs lifespan to use, then how is Imu still alive after centuries of rule? That's the part that gives fans chills. Because if Imu is still here, still powerful, and now using this spellbook at full strength, then someone at some point in history already used the Ope Ope no Mi's immortality surgery on them. Someone already gave up their life to make Imu eternal, and in doing so, gave them the key to use this spellbook freely. And now, with Elbaf under siege, giants falling like dominoes, and Imu's power reaching levels we've never seen before, there might be no one left who can stop them, unless someone else finds the key to that spellbook. And there's more to this power. These weren't just any giants. They were Dory and Brogy, the two living legends of Elbaf, who had spent over a century clashing in a stalemate so intense it became myth. Warriors who represented the very peak of Elbaf's honor and might. And now, they're standing side by side as Imu's corrupted puppets, eyes empty, wills shattered, fighting with more power than they ever had before. And that's saying something considering they already had strength that could casually wreck sea kings like toys. I know. Heartbreaking. And if that wasn't enough, Oda didn't stop at just brainwashing them. He upgraded them. Dory and Brogy didn't just get enslaved, they got bigger, stronger, and immortal. Their bodies have visibly grown in size, their muscle mass is outrageous, and the energy they're outputting now feels unnatural, almost like it's not even giant strength anymore. It's something twisted, something unholy, like they're running on corrupted life force, and fans are starting to realize this isn't just some overpowered devil fruit. This might be ancient, forbidden magic from the Void Century that's resurfaced through Imu. And that theory isn't as crazy as it sounds, because what comes next might change how we view the entire Void Century. There's something eerily familiar about this Domi Reverse C ability, and fans have started drawing a connection that's too interesting to ignore. It's the inverse of what Luffy does with his fruit. Luffy inspires people. He wins allies not by force, but by being free. His Gear 5 transformation even radiates joy and freedom so intensely that it literally affects the world around him. But Imu doesn't offer freedom. He steals it. Where Luffy's power gives life, Imu's takes it, not physically, but spiritually. Some fans are saying this might even be the anti-Nika, a counter-legend buried during the Void Century, a cursed force that doesn't liberate slaves. It creates them. And this would explain why Imu didn't just fear Joy Boy. He needed him erased, because Imu's entire power seems to be about turning hope into despair. And if Imu really is the living embodiment of that kind of control, then Joy Boy never stood a chance. Let's be real. For years, fans believed that Joy Boy's defeat in the Void Century was tragic but unexplained, some mythical loss shrouded in mystery. But now, with this latest reveal, it actually makes sense, because how do you fight someone who can take your strongest allies, your Dorys, your Brogies, your ancient kings and beasts, and twist them into weapons against you without lifting a finger? That kind of power isn't just overwhelming, it's demoralizing. Imagine leading an army and watching your commanders fall one by one, not dead, but smiling back at you with the enemy's will in their hearts. That's the battlefield Joy Boy walked into. And the scariest part? Imu did all this from a chair, literally. He's not on the front lines. He's not even leaving the Holy Land. He's just sitting in the shadows of Marijoa, casually turning the tide of the entire Elbaf war with a flick of corruption, and we haven't even seen his full strength yet. Elbaf, the mightiest land in the world, known for toppling sea emperors, feared by the Marines, revered by pirates, now reduced to dust and puppets, all because one man behind the curtain decided it was time. But that's not where it ends. Oh no, not even close. The National Treasure of Marijoa might not be a crown, a weapon, or even a throne. It might be a book filled with powers so twisted they could rewrite the very fabric of One Piece. But if that's true, then what happens when someone else gets their hands on it? Because the next person to open that book could rewrite the world. Now let's recap on everything we now know. Imu's powers might be the National Treasure of Marijoa and the ultimate demon book that Doflamingo to get his hands on just to conquer the world. The skill of the book is to corrupt the mind of the one we cast it to, give unimaginable power and strength, but comes with a price, a piece of his life. The summoning circle called the Abyss might be also one of the special skills that the book can give. Immortality might be a different story because it might be the cheat code to use unlimited power from the book. The next part might really excite you. Blackbeard's crew and also the Revolutionary Army is now attacking Marijoa. What does it mean? For Dragon it means once and for all they want to stop the enslavement and oppression, but for Blackbeard? I think you now can give a guess. He might be after the National Treasure. He will get it directly from Imu. So, for now, let's see what happens.